word is cast. Let's say that together. Cast. A cast is a hard shell that is used to hold a broken bone in place. Today I want you to touch your nose every time you hear the word cast in our story. This word is bandages. Let's say that together. Bandages. Bandages are pieces of cloth that you put on a cut, burn, or broken bone. Today, I want you to touch your nose every time you hear the word bandages in our story. My Trip to the Hospital. Written by Mercer Mayer, and the illustrations are by Mercer Mayer as well. We were playing soccer and the score was tied. I ran and kicked the ball as hard as I could, but the goalie was in the way. "Goal!" shouted Tiger. "We won!" "Ow!" I screamed. Have you ever gotten hurt like that before? My leg hurt a lot, but I hardly cried at all. "Don't worry, little critter," said Dad. "You'll be okay," said Mom. How would you feel if you were a little critter? I know I probably would feel a little bit scared, but I'd feel better knowing my mom and my dad were there with me. An ambulance came. I was put on this skinny bed called a stretcher, and then I got carried off the field. The whole soccer team waved goodbye. What does an ambulance sound like? I'll put in a little sound clip right here for you. Mom came with me in the ambulance. I held her hand because she looked a little scared. When we got to the hospital, I got to ride on the stretcher all the way inside. A nurse listened to my heart with this thing called a stethoscope. Then she let me try the stethoscope on Mom. "Wow, Mom, your heart is beating really fast," I said. The nurse gave me a big lollipop and told me I was very, very brave. Why do you think the mom's heart is beating so fast? Have you ever felt worried before? Sometimes when you're worried, your heart will beat really fast, and I bet his mom is worried about him because he hurt his leg. The doctor came to examine my leg. "This may hurt a little," he said. It sure did, but I took a deep breath and counted backwards. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then it was over. "You have a broken leg, little critter," he said. "Well, do you have the right tools to fix it?" I asked. The doctor nodded, and then he gave me a cool sticker that said "Little Champ," because he said I was a real champ. How do you feel when you go to the doctor? Sometimes I feel a little bit nervous when I have to go to the doctor because you just don't ever know what's going to happen. But then sometimes I don't feel nervous at all. I wonder how little critter is feeling. What do you think? Look at his face. He looks a little bit worried, doesn't he? Next, I went to have special pictures taken called x-rays. The nurse took the pictures with this big machine that could have been on a spaceship. She said the x-rays showed all the bones in my legs. "You know, Super Critter has x-ray vision," I told the nurse. "That means he can see through stuff too, just like this machine." After that, it was time to get my cast. The doctor started wrapping bandages all around my leg. "I feel like a mummy," I said. Why does he need a cast? Well, remember, a cast is that hard case that holds a broken bone together. And remember that the doctor said his foot was broken.
So he needs a cast to hold the broken bone together so it can heal.
A little while later, the nurse came to check my cast. She said I could go home soon, but first, I had to learn how to use my crutches. My cast sure was heavy. It almost made me fall over, but I kept trying.
Why do you think they wouldn't let him go home until he learned how to walk on his crutches? Well, they didn't want him to fall again, probably, and they're kind of tricky to get the hang of.
Finally, I got it right. "Good job, little critter," said the nurse. "Now you can go home." Little sister and Dad picked us up. Everybody wanted to help me with my crutches, but I told them I could do it by myself. I walked all the way to the front door and I barely slipped once. Mom made spaghetti and meatballs, my favorite dinner in the whole world, and I got to eat it in front of the TV. I sure was happy to be home.
Do you ever get to eat dinner in front of the TV? Every now and then, I let my kids eat and watch TV. I put out a big picnic blanket, and we call it picnic dinner. It's one of their favorite things to do. It's a real treat.
At school, everyone said I was a hero. "We won the game all because of you, little critter," said Tiger. Then all my friends signed my cast. By the time they were done,
Have you ever known anyone with a cast? Have you gotten to sign it? That's one of the coolest things about getting a cast.
it looked like a rainbow.
Let's say this word together. Cast. A cast is a hard shell that is used to hold a broken bone in place. On this page of our story, Little Critter says that his cast was heavy. That means that hard case that's holding his bone in place was a little bit heavy. It made it hard for him to balance on his crutches. Today, I want you to use that word cast in a sentence on your own. Let's say this word again. Bandages. Bandages are pieces of cloth that you put on a cut, burn, or a broken bone. On this page of our book, the doctor is wrapping bandages all around Little Critter's leg. He's doing that before he puts on the hard cast. Let's say this word together again. Bandages. Today, I want you to use the word bandages in a sentence on your own.